name is Rachel Sanders, and for my community experience, I followed a supervisor working in an elementary school and a middle school. So doing pediatrics was a different type of observation experience for me. I have been used to doing geriatrics and outpatient clinic type settings. So this was a really good opportunity for me to learn. A couple different things that I got to observe in this time was different ways that you could uh, you could come up with different kinds of activities and tasks for your patients in order to address the issues that they might have. So a lot of the things that we saw were bad handwriting. And the kids were placed into the OT therapy to help them with handwriting, and a lot of the activities that they were suggested to do revolved around using their hands. For example, the OT or OTA would create handmade mazes, and the kids would have to trace them out. Kind of looked a little bit like this, and I made mistakes for the intention to show you what it might look like for them. And as you can see, like the supervisor might circle where the patient or kid might go out of the boundaries. And so you can see it takes some concentration and some fine motor skills for the kids to follow these weird shapes and patterns. Additionally, there was a lot of coloring. So we did a whole lot of shapes, like triangles, squares, and circles. Over here, I did one that was going to be less acceptable, and then in the middle, kids would color and just move on, color and move on, and these would be very acceptable as far as I was observing. Additionally, they also had the kids cut out these patterns and circles, so using their fingers, improving their dexterity and their grip strength, and also it gave the OT an opportunity to look at how they held pencils. Finally, another example of what they would do for poor handwriting is ask kids to fold on a random line that they might draw on a piece of paper. So whenever you see this, you can tell whenever you try to pinch, you're using these writing muscles in your thumbs and your hands, and you have to pay attention and try to get right on that line. Down here, I did one that would not be acceptable. I did not follow the line very well, so I would have to try again. So that was a lot that I saw with the bad handwriting. Another group of exercises that I was able to see was when kids were not able to really use both hands at the same time and even cross their midline, which my supervisor told me was bilateral coordination. And so to work on this, we did a lot of like stringing a necklace with beads. It took some fine motor coordination, dexterity, as well as the bilateral coordination. In addition to that, we played a lot of cards. We played Go Fish a lot because it is not only for the bilateral coordination or manual coordination, but it was also for speed and sensory development and communication. There were all sorts of things that cards were were helping. Ultimately, what I really learned was that it takes a lot of creativity to work in specifically pediatrics. The older population, you kind of already know where people are with their attention spans, and people want to be independent, so you already kind of know where you're at. But with pediatrics and different age ranges, the higher up in age you get, even from 12 to 16, the more independent kids want to be. So giving them choices, what kind of activities do you want to do? Would you rather do this or that? Gives them the feeling of more choices and more independence, more freedom, which is a really big deal in making sure that they stay paying attention and they stay motivated, and you don't hit a speed bump. So you get to be really creative in how you interact with each patient, because of course they're all different. They learn different ways, and like I already said, they have different attention spans. Different people like different activities. Some people don't like cards at all. Some people aren't athletic, so playing catch, which is another activity that we did, may or may not work. So it was really interesting to see that kind of creativity that my supervisor was able to show me, and you get to play around with your own imagination and try to figure out what works for different kids, and even what works for you, what you're good at helping kids with specifically, and what doesn't. Ultimately, it was a great experience, and I totally recommend working with a pediatric population to expand your understanding of occupational therapy. Thank you so much.